Back in 2007, I survived a pulmonary embolism. And when I woke up from the coma after 6 days and my entire family was there looking at me, I didn't know what had happened. But I was more upset about being diagnosed with diabetes than I was about the pulmonary embolism. And so after recovering, I decided, I've got to do something to improve my health. The doctor that I got after that episode was just fabulous, and she tried and tried to get my diabetes down. But last year, she told me that, I'd already been on oral medication, and I've also had non-insulin injections. And she said we might be looking at insulin. And I said, there is no way I'm going to take insulin. And she said, then you need to lose some weight. And I said, okay. And so I was at a family outing, and I took a picture with my family. And when I saw that picture, all I could think about was, that's not me. I cannot possibly look like that. And so 2 days later, I was at Metabolic. I went into Metabolic because I kind of knew that they would get the weight off of me, but it was up to me to keep it off. They are so terrific. That center is welcoming to everyone. They're so kind. They're so reassuring. They're with you every step of the way. It was just successful from the get-go. I lost 10 pounds, I think, in the first 2 weeks. And my big goal, my big, huge goal was not to have a 2 in my weight. I don't care what my weight is, as long as there's no 2s in it. And so I was thinking, that's a great goal. I can do that. Well, I got to that goal in November. And it was like, oh my gosh, well, there's no 2 in my weight anymore, but I can keep going now. I've really got this rolling. I didn't give up. I knew I could get past it because my health was more important than my food. I grew up Italian, so food was very important in my culture. And so it was really hard for me to realize that, I'm a little carb sensitive. I probably need to not have 16 cookies. That would probably be an issue for me. And so one of the things I did was pulled away from the baking. I used to cook much more meals, and I had to pull away from that because food was too huge in my life. And I needed to minimize that. So I needed to get control over my food. I used to swim a mile a day, and I love swimming. I grew up loving swimming. But in all these years, I've hardly swam at all because I couldn't breathe. It's like, oh my gosh, I used to swim laps like crazy, and I can't. Now I swim half a mile twice a week. And I think I've enjoyed that more than anything because I can wear a swimsuit. When I go to buy a swimsuit, it isn't which one looks good, it's which one do I choose. And I really love that. I'm so lucky. I have a husband who has loved me at every size. He loves me no matter what. That's huge. And I know I'm very lucky. But our relationship has been better. I mean, he hugs me and he says, my arms go all the way around you, and he loves that. I've got a 5-year-old granddaughter, my oldest. When I was going through my transformation, she would call me Pretty Nana. She said, you're my pretty Nana. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's huge. One of the things I was most worried about was how much it's going to cost. Everybody's on a budget, and I was most certainly on a budget looking at retirement. And you know what? What I noticed was, since I'm spending so much less money on medication, it really hasn't made that much of a difference. I would tell anybody, if you think you're ready, you need to do Metabolic. You absolutely do. You need to know in here. Are you tired of being sick? Are you tired of worrying about, one of my big worries was, I don't want to retire and die. I want to live. That's what retirement's all about. And so be ready. And once you're ready, nothing can stop you. I'm Carolyn. I lost 75 pounds with Metabolic Research Center. Now I have a chance at life.